Hi, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Momentum Monday call on the 10th of April. And everybody's numbers are looking good. They're looking up. They're feeling better than last month, I think. Would you agree with that, Matilda? I think you'd agree with that. Yes, and Sky, you would, and Alana, I know that you've got some great goals in mind, so yay you. So April is notoriously a fantastic month in your Arbonne business. So there's something about GTC that just really lifts everyone, and of course, out of GTC comes I Want It All sets. So make sure that you're ready to purchase an I Want It All set for you, because the I Want It All is fantastic for the new products, are fantastic for reaching out to people, to your existing clients, and saying you've got to try these new products, and you really need to, you need to be a product of the product, and so you need to be able to experience them for yourself, so you can get the results yourself, and your excitement can be what inspires you to reach out to people with urgency. So I can't stress enough the importance of making sure that you get the products when they're launched and you get excited about them. And then of course we've got the product launch tour coming through in May, and those are always great opportunities to learn more about the products, but also to understand how to apply them to your business. So make sure that you get yourself registered for that event as well. So keep going hard in April. I already have I'm already scheduled and booking in my calendar for when I get back from America. I'm booking things in with a view to, I've been telling people I'm going to come back with new products, and I can't wait to show you. Can we book a time where we can get together? And I have a couple of people who have a get together every year, so I'm booking those in May. So use this opportunity to circle back to past hosts. I've got new products to show you and your friends. We had such a great time last time. Can we book a time to get together again so I can show you and your friends the new products? So really look forward to enjoying a great April, and get ready to back it up with a great May that follows. This quarter, April, May, June, is one of the best quarters of the year, so you really want to take advantage of it. So tonight's training is all about overcoming objections, and I have so many documents, so many that I've acquired over the years, and what I want to do is I'm going to post them on our region page, because there's just a lot of good stuff here. And then of course we've also got our Eric Worre Go Pro book. So skill number 4, following up with your prospects, is one of the fundamental skills to practice and to get really good at. And in GoPro on page 85 is questions and objections. So again, there's excellent information in here. So the good news is that it's easy to learn the skills of overcoming objections. The even better news is that you get better and better the more you practice them. And there's only one way to practice overcoming objections. Well, you can practice in the mirror if you want, or you could practice with pillows set around in your lounge suite, or you could practice with a family member, or you could actually book some stuff and have real live conversations with people in overcoming their objections. And it's just one of those situations where the more opportunity you have to talk to people about Arbonne, whether it's the products or the business opportunity, the more opportunity you'll have to hear their objections and overcome them. And what I want to assure you is that I love objections. I really do, because an objection suggests to me that someone is thinking about the products or the business opportunity enough to have come up with an objection. An objection to me is just an opportunity for me to give more information. So don't forget that we are not in the convincing business. So an overcoming objection is not about convincing someone to do anything. And if you feel like you're gone there, I'm desperate, I just want to convince you, then you just need to shake that off and let it go. We are educating people. We are raising people's awareness. We are giving them an opportunity. We're informing them. That's what we're doing. We're consultants, and consultants give information. So don't ever feel like in overcoming objections that all of a sudden turns you into some sort of pushy salesperson. No, our job as an Arbonne consultant is to help people make a decision. Now, how can we help them make a decision if they don't have an opportunity to tell us everything that they're not sure about? So I want to hear from everyone here. When you were first hearing about Arbonne, what concerns did you have? You can write in the chat room or you can unmute, because I'm pretty sure that no one here heard about Arbonne and the first time said, yep, sounds good, I'm in, without having one concern or one question or one objection. What was yours? You might have had many, but just give me one that you can think of.
Can I just jump in and say the cost?
And that was in purchasing the product?
Purchasing the product, and how much does it cost to set up, basically.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay, good. Let me hear another one. Hi, Jane.
Definitely in how much time it was going to take for me to be successful.
Yep. Who else?
For me, what people would think about me doing it.
Yeah. Anyone else have any objections?
I don't think I had any objections.
No, you didn't.
No.
I think you did. Okay, well, but you've named, we've got 3 here. Cost, time, what would people think? That are 3 of the pretty basic ones. Mine was also, I'm just not a salesperson. I've never had any experience in doing anything like this, and I don't think I'd be any good at it. So that was one of my objections. And then I also had, what would people think? I've been to university, and now I'm doing network marketing. And then because I had all of them. But I feel like I had another one as well. Oh, the other one that people have is, I don't know enough people. We've heard that too. So what I like to do is to just get them all out. So let's just talk about the business opportunity for now. We can, if we have time, we can talk about product objection as well. You might just have to read about those in the documents that I'm going to post on the page. So if we're talking about the business opportunity, I like to get them all out. So when people are saying, I say, so let me hear your concerns. What would be cost? And I say, okay, if I could wave a magic wand and cost for you wasn't an issue, what other concerns do you have? I don't have enough time. I'm not quite sure how long it takes. Okay, I'm going to solve that one for you as well. What else have you got? I want them all out on the table, because what I don't want to get caught up in is spending a lot of time talking about and overcoming their concerns around cost and time, when really what their concern is what would people think? Or really what their concern is I don't think my husband's going to let me. So make sure that you got them all out there, because getting them all out there enables you to have a really frank and fearless conversation with someone in a really relatable way. And how we relate to people is in a bit of a concept or a formula called feel, felt, found. And you can, I had never heard of feel, felt, found before, so I'm quite, it was like, oh, I like the sound of this. So that is just a concept. So in the same way that we have the concept in mind, if I would you, and we know that if I would you, and we have that in our mind when we're talking to someone. Equally, when you're about to address and overcome objections, you want to have in your mind feel, felt, found. So the feel, felt, found is simply this: I know exactly how you feel, because I felt exactly the same way. But what I found is this and that and this and that. So if you just want to say feel, felt, found like that, you can. But you could, if you want to use different language, you can as well. But the bottom line is you want to empathize with the person. And the thing is, you can empathize with the person because you have had these concerns, or someone who you know of has had these concerns. So Tasha has to draw from other people's concerns because she didn't have any. So Tasha's going to have to say, yeah, I can understand exactly how you feel, because someone on my team had that exact same experience. But what we've been able to talk about and what she has found is that, in fact, there are things that she's able to do in organizing her week, in restructuring her time, that enable her to find the time that she needs to do an Arbonne business. So even if you don't have that concern, there's someone else that you know that does. So we're wanting to be very relatable. We're wanting to empathize. We're really wanting to connect with someone. So when it comes to cost, tell me a little bit more about that, Danielle, because what is it that you heard, or what is it that you experienced for yourself ultimately, which got over your concern, your objection around cost?
So I think I had heard, this is, only relatable to people that had heard about it probably prior, when you were expected to actually buy like a massive pack, $1,300 or something. That's what I heard about before. And then obviously Dylan explaining to me, no, it's no longer like that. You can start with just one pack and just buy small amounts. But I was under the impression, because prior you had to buy like a $1,300 pack, starter pack or something like that. And if that's just not on the cards for you, but I know that that's no longer actually the case, but I thought of that. But even still, even having to buy like bits and pieces, if you're already struggling, try and until you do start making some money in the business to help, because I sort of figured, well, with this, if it's something I'm going to take on, any money I do earn, I want to put it back into buying more Arbonne, and not. Yep, and not use my other earnings. So that was just me personally. Yep.
So you raise a really... Sorry.
Go on.
No, go ahead. Finish up.
Oh, I just didn't realise it was such a low startup cost as well.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. So I love that story, because it raises a really interesting point about wanting to tease out a little bit more about their concern, like try and get an understanding in this instance of how much they think it is going to cost, or assuring them pretty quickly of the low cost, and that there's a budget for everyone to start an Arbonne business, and assure people that if all that they have to invest in their business in the beginning is $105, we can make that work. So the cost issue is one to tease out, and yeah, get a sense of what their of what they might have misconceptions around how much they think it is going to cost. But of course, we know that we want to get people started off on the right foot, and the more product they have to get them going is going to be better for their business. So we know that. So Danielle could easily say, I know exactly, I have a concern about cost and how much it's going to take to start an Arbonne business. And Danielle easily can say, I know exactly how you feel because I had that exact same concern. But when it was explained to me that in fact there's a really low cost startup, it really made me feel so much better about starting an Arbonne business. And I realized that I had some misconceptions about how much it does cost. So you can relate right there and say, you had the exact same concern as that. Now, the other thing to assure people is that there's a difference between cost and value. And let's make sure that we have spoken to people about the value of the product and the quality of the product. And a little bit goes a long way, and the results that people get are going to surprise them in the quality, and they'll be surprised at the value of the product. So make sure that you're reminding people about cost and value. Does anyone have any more tips about cost that help them around their concerns about cost, if they had any?
I know when I first started, when I put my first order through, you assured me that you would help me strategize to earn that money back. Mm-hmm. And so we had a plan, and we penciled in how much you would roughly earn from doing a group presentation, all of that sort of stuff. So that helped me to be able to justify to myself and to Ben realistically how long it would take to pay that money back. So that really helped. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And assuring people that having an Arbonne business is about making money and not spending money, and that as quickly as possible we're going to put that person in a position to be earning an income. And then I like to share with someone that I know exactly how you feel. I had the same concern, and what my sponsor assured me is that one day I would make in 1 month enough to pay back all of the Arbonne products that I had purchased to date. I'll never forget her saying that, and that just gave me some assurance. It gave me a bit of a vision of the future, and I thought, okay, excellent. So I'll be paying all of this back one day. And there's also something about this is an investment. Don't think about it as spending money. Thinking about maybe think about it as investing in your business. Okay, now the time issue is one that we all experience, and we can all say, I know exactly how you feel, because when Arbonne was introduced to me, I jam-packed my life, and unless people are really sitting around watching a lot of TV, everybody's pretty busy. So who had that concern, I know you raised it, Matilda. Yeah, Alana, you had it too. What is it that you heard which helped you to overcome that concern?
For me, the thing that stuck out was something Matilda said about, because I was one that watched a lot of TV, something about, will you remember who won MasterChef in 5 years' time? Something like that. That always sticks in my mind. So I'm like, yeah, no, I probably won't.
That is so funny. I remember that exact conversation because we were driving, we were going out, and you were talking about MasterChef or some rubbish. And I'm like, who even remembers who won? Who cares? What I've done in the last year since you've been watching that crap. How funny.
Yes, good friends can talk to each other like that. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you completely diss someone for their choice.
No.
No.
You need to show.
But along those lines, like, what are you doing now, and is that important in 5 years' time?
Yeah, but it is about. I know how you feel. I was pretty busy too, but when I actually reflected on how I was spending my time, I did realize that I could probably come up with a few hours a week, and I, spend my time doing Arbonne, building a business instead of how I was spending some time. Can you go ahead?
Oh. I also listened to I thought it was a really great training from Priscilla about answers to common objections, and I kind of liked the way Priscilla did it as well. It's a little bit different. When people had an objection to time, Priscilla said that she would ask people, would you like more time? What would your heart do with more time? Do you have family? So she was probing them, and she also said, of the time that you do have, how much of your time are you enjoying it, and how much of your time is actually spent doing what you need to do to make ends meet. So she kind of flipped the questions back to people and got them to think about, I guess, how they spend their time, which I kind of thought was, I don't know, I kind of like that training by Priscilla. So I just thought I'd share.
I like that too. And you're right, that is a good little twist, because it also goes with the money one. If you keep doing what you're doing, will you ever have enough money? So, this is about not, if you don't have enough money now, could you think about, an Arbonne business as an opportunity to have more money? And if you don't have enough time now, then, think about Arbonne as an opportunity to create more time in the future. And yes, in the beginning, you have to find that time, and then in the future, you will have created it, and you'll have more time. So we talk about, and there's another opportunity to ask a question. Well, how much time do you think you need to build an Arbonne business? And just, because people might have preconceived ideas about how much time it takes. And also asking, how much time do you think you have now to spend on an Arbonne business? And if they say, I could, 10, I suppose I could come up with 10 hours a week. Well, that's plenty. People can be very constructive in building an Arbonne business on 5 hours a week. So, probing people, asking questions, empathizing with them. Now, what would people think? You said that one as well, Alana. Did anyone else have that concern? What would people think? Jane, are you not into that one? What did you hear that helped you to overcome that concern about what would people think? Just a minute, I'm going to unmute you. Where did you go? You seem to be on here twice. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I can't think exactly what it was I heard that made me overcome that, other than witnessing you, I suppose, and having seen you around in lots of networks and different opportunities. I'd seen you around town, so it was more modelled, I suppose. But I also, I think there was something else in that was about if you need to earn money and you can earn money doing this, does it matter what other people think? Sort of things. Like getting that perspective about just biting the bullet and doing it, I think.
Yeah. Exactly. Thanks, Jane. And it can be, sometimes you do need to hear that as well, because I had that concern, and I had that concern for a while. It was holding me back for a while, until I think it was some Discover Arbonne I heard, or an Empowering Women Career Chat, and they said, who cares? Why do you care what people think? It was probably Marilena. You said, are other people paying your bills? You know, like, you know you're doing the right thing. You're making a difference in your family's life. What do you care what other people then? And I thought, yeah, get over yourself, Jill. Why am I all seeking approval from everyone? So, you know, it helped me to eventually hear that. Yes, Nikki.
Just with that, because I've started thinking this way quite recently, is when someone says, oh, well, what are people going to think, is, well, do you care what people think about your day job? So if you're already working, so if you're a receptionist or a teacher, does it bother you what people think about you doing that job? Well, this is no different. This is another way of making a living, of having an income. Why should doing to make an income make any difference? It's not going to stop you being a teacher, or it's not going to stop you being a receptionist, or it's not going to stop you doing when this is no different, and sort of putting that kind of spin on it, rather than, oh, there's this big stigma.
Yeah, thank you. And again, it's the, you know, feel, felt, found, because that was certainly, like I say, big one. Man, I say, yeah, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But look, what I found is that, you know, what I realized is that I couldn't let that, my concern about what other people thought about me, hold me back from making a difference in my family's life. And Andrea, I respected her. And I thought, well, if Andrea's doing it, then it must be, you know, it must be okay. So,
important point, Jill, to make is that if you want to aspire to be like somebody, then it matters, their opinion. But if they're not a mentor, if they're not someone's life that you aspire to have or be like, then what does it matter, their opinion? So, and I like how over the years I've heard, when people's opinions start paying your bills, that's when you should start caring about their opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Heard that in trainings.
Heard that one before. I like it. Yes. Now I'm just reading in the chat that Sky had, you know, the scam thing. You know, is it pyramid selling? And it is really important to get that one out. So what do you mean by, is it pyramid selling? And because often people don't even understand what that means, and just assure them that pyramid selling is illegal, and Arbonne certainly isn't illegal. You don't need to spend a lot of time on that one, but just assure them that you wouldn't be involved in anything that was illegal, so they can be confident. Arbonne's a member of the Direct Selling Association and has very high code of conduct. If you want to do the whole, you know, if you think about it, every single business organization is a pyramid shape with a CEO at the top. So, you know, you can go down that way.
The other thing about pyramid selling, Jill, is that true pyramid selling is when there's actually no physical product and people get paid on recruiting people. So I know that when I joined my net network marketing companies. I paid $10,000 to join them, and the person that joined me got $8,000 off that $10,000.
Yeah.
So that's a true pyramid scheme.
Yeah. And it's important to understand yourselves and do some due diligence about pyramid selling, so that you can know that is, Tasha's exactly right. Pyramid selling is when there's no product to sell. So Arbonne has products, so it's not pyramid selling. Getting to the bottom of people's concerns about whether they have it in them, whether they can do it. And I think that comes out with people going, oh, I don't want to be a salesperson. And we can assure people, let's flesh that out, about, selling is really just meeting someone's need. If you want to kind of say, I love to tell people, good, you're not a pushy salesperson, that's excellent. I want you on my team, because we want people who can share genuinely the love of a product. And it's just about, recommending something that you love. But, but it's also really important that we don't demonize selling, because selling really is just, it's an exchange of commodity. That's how the world goes around. With, you buy products, you sell products. That's what it is. So selling is not a dirty word, but if people are concerned about that, then you can certainly assure them that you felt the same way. And what you found in Arbonne is that no one has to be a pushy salesperson. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm going to post these documents with more information in them, and I just want to make sure that I want to leave you with a message around, just enjoy the conversation and don't be worried about, oh, I hope no one raises any questions that, and concerns, because then I'm not going to know what to say. Just embrace the process and embrace the opportunity to listen to someone and to address their concerns, and just take them on a journey and help them make a decision. And think about the feel, felt, found. Think about asking probing questions, and really give the other person a quality experience. So even if they get to the other end of your exposure to exposure and they decide Arbonne's not for them, at least you can hand on heart say that you answered questions and you helped them make a decision. And don't hold yourself back from understanding. You don't want anyone to say no to Arbonne without you having fully fleshed out their concerns and given yourself an opportunity to address them. Does that make sense? And Matilda's saying, objections are so much fun because that makes for a good conversation where you can often make your best connections and get to know people. Exactly. Love it. So on that note, I want to say go forth and overcome objections. And we have an opportunity with our half price. We've got another week, got to the 17th. So have those conversations with people and enjoy. I love you heaps, everyone. Have a good night.